Hey tea fam, this is Ethan from Sips Collection and we are doing part 2 of our tea sourcing review. Yeah, so we have sourced teas from China and Taiwan and today we are going to be reviewing them. And today's genre or type of tea that we're going to review is white tea, but more specifically aged Bai Mu Dan, aged white peony. That is very exciting. And I just can't wait to dive right into the three teas that we're going to review today. We're going to go by age, starting with the newest tea, then going down the vintage. If you haven't watched part 1 of our series on reviewing source tea, you can watch that. I'll put a card. That tea, spoiler alert, that genre is about Yan Cha or Wuyisan Oolong tea. So today we are drinking white tea, Bai Mu Dan, aged white peony. And so it's going to be great, it's going to be exciting, it's going to be a good time. Yes, so the first tea that we have here is this lovely Bai Mu Dan. If you can focus, get the light up. This Bai Mu Dan, I suspect it's a Mudan Wang grade, but it's a lovely Bai Mu Dan. So this tea is actually vintage to be 2021. 2021 Bai Mu Dan white tea. So that is around 3 years already. 2 to 3 years old white tea. And you know white tea has that saying 一年茶三年药七年宝, which means 1 year tea, 3 year medicine, and 7 year treasure. So let's see what 3 year medicine tastes like, I guess. Yeah, so what's so special about this Bai Mu Dan as well is that it is a Huang Ye Bai Mu Dan. So not Huang Ye as in yellow leaves, but Huang Ye as in wild tea leaves. So that is exciting. It is going to be an exciting tea. And we have more information about this tea. Not just its age, but we also know that this tea comes from, let me just double check. Yes, this tea comes from one of the most renowned villages of white tea in Fuding, called Panxi Zhen. Arguably the home of Fuding white tea, Panxi Zhen. This tea growing area is one of the most renowned, well-known, and sought after white tea growing regions in Fuding. So yeah, this tea, will it live up to the expectations? Let's see. First of all, looks wise, I'll give it a 9 because it's very high quality Bai Mu Dan. Practically Mudan Wang grade lah. Yeah, so 9 out of 10. Let's give it a whiff. Grassy hay notes. Not too medicinal yet. Doesn't have that 药材味道 that we see in a lot of aged 寿眉, aged 贡眉. But it has that beautiful trichome 白毫 the 味道啦, the aroma, the smell. That is a beautiful smell. The dry leaf, well, okay, I guess that's the pros of the dry leaf aroma, but the cons is slightly that it's a bit simple. It's not that complex, but it's still good, but it's not that complex aroma. It is very prototypical Bai Hao trichomial aroma. So there's that, I guess. But other than that, it is a pretty good aroma, and this tea, you can expect it to be pretty good. So yeah, I just preheated the teaware. Now we're waiting for the water to cool down to around 90 degrees Celsius so that we can brew this beautiful Bai Mu Dan. Alright, so The parameters that I'm using for this tea, let me focus it right here. This tea is going to be 5 grams in 100 ml Taiwan. This Taiwan that we're using is the Sips Collection Blue Rim Porcelain Taiwan. We have the Sips Collection logo, and it can hold 100 ml of water. And we're going to use 90 degrees Celsius water today. Not sure what that is in Fahrenheit, but yes, 90 degrees Celsius water, 5 grams of tea leaves in 100 ml Taiwan. We have the same setup that we did with the Yan Cha session. In fact, we're recording this on the same day as the Yan Cha session. So yeah, this if you remember the Yan Cha session, I talked about how that was my 12th session of the day, so that means this is my 13th session of the day of drinking tea. Yeah, so that is the tea sourcing life, that is the tea reviewing life. 13 sessions of tea in one day, albeit not full sessions, maybe each session 4 to 5 cups of tea. So what's that, man? 60 cups of tea today. Yes, small cups, Sips Collection Blue Rim Porcelain cup, Blue Rim Porcelain cup, the go-to cup for me, and the go-to Taiwan, and the go-to Cha Hai. Yeah. So the water is around 90 degrees Celsius. Let's brew this bad boy. So the first step, as always, is going to be a rinse. Very typical how I brew teas in general. It's going to be a rinse, and then first step would be the second step in reality. Yeah, always rinse the tea so that we can start off the first actual step on a good note, to wake up the tea leaves, to awaken the tea leaves, and to hopefully smell the wet leaf. Let's see. The lid smell is good. And the wet leaf smell is even better. Wow. Sweet. Almost like fruity, actually. Fruity and floral and grassy is a combination. Typical hay-like aroma with white tea, but also with that fruity, slightly aged, herbaceous aroma. This tea has a good wet leaf aroma. I'll rate it, okay, because of the dry leaf being not so complex, I'll rate it 8 out of 10. So it's a 9 out of 10 for looks and 8 out of 10 for aroma, this tea. Yes. Some tea to the teapot. I do not have a name for the teapot, so maybe y'all can give the name to the teapot in the comment section. So, just a question to pose to y'all. Have you all tried Bai Mu Dan before? I'm pretty sure that avid tea drinker probably has. Bai Mu Dan is probably one of the more common white teas, definitely from Fuding is common. And other than Bai Zhen, it is the second, or so-called second grade white tea that we find in Fuding. So white tea has 4 grades or 4 levels per se. We have Bai Zhen, which is the first level, tip-top grade of white tea, which is only buds. Then we have Bai Mu Dan, or white peony, which is the second grade, 1 bud and 2 leaves. Gong Mei, which is the third grade, 1 bud and 3 leaves. And then we have Shomei, 1 bud and 4 leaves. That is the last grade. But do not be mistaken. White tea's grading system, it is not a perception of quality of, not a perception of how good the tea is. Shomei can be great tea as well. Okay, look at the tea leaves here. This beautiful, beautiful Bai Mu Dan. You can see the amount of buds in the tea, the amount of white hair still in the tea. And this is the liquor. Very, very clear. And there's a lot of trichomes inside as well, so that's all good. Okay, cheers. White tea, Bai Mu Dan, 黄叶牡丹, from Panxizhen in Fuding. Age 2021, so 3 years now. The shrink. Cheers. That hay note is really strong. Let's get a second cup. Okay, I think I can brew this tea for longer because it's a bit light. You know, there's light white teas and there's weak white teas. So this one, I wouldn't say it's weak, it's a bit light. So let's brew it for a bit longer to see how the second steep will unfold. And let's brew it at a slightly higher temperature, maybe 92, 93 degrees, to see how this tea can hold up. So if you've tried Bai Mu Dan, let me know where your favorite Bai Mu Dan comes from. Is it a Yunnan Bai Mu Dan, or is it the Fuding Bai Mu Dan, or maybe it's a Taiwan Bai Mu Dan, you never know. Or Guangxi Bai Mu Dan, or where else produces Bai Mu Dan, not so sure. Yes, but let me know what your favorite Bai Mu Dan is, the vintage, the taste, the profile. Yes, I'm not so sure which cultivar this Bai Mu Dan is. I will have to check with the farmer. But yeah, story time. While we wait for the water to cool down, because I've accidentally brewed it a bit too hot. We went to Fuding late last year, and we did end up in Panxizhen after going to Diantouzhen. I think, no, we stayed in Diantouzhen. Then I think we then went to Panxizhen. So maybe the first stop is Panxizhen. Either that, or let me just double check actually. Diantouzhen, Panxizhen. We first went to Guanyangzhen. Yeah, Guanyangzhen first. So you went to Guanyang village or town, and then afterwards we went to Panxizhen. So this Bai Cha, this tea farmer was really nice. Let's just say that. He treated us to lunch. He actually works for the post office, so it's a bit interesting. He works for the post office and he makes his own tea at the same time. Yeah, then yeah, and he brought us into his storage at his house, invited us to his house to drink some tea and to see his wild storage of white tea that he has stocked up from the many years of selling white tea. So yeah, this guy was really nice. He also treated us lunch, which we ate a very famous noodle in Fuding. that I've completely forgotten the name of, but it's some meatball kind of noodle lah. Or was it fishball? I think it was meatball. Yeah. But the second steep is now ready. Let's abuse the tea leaves a bit more to see how it fares under higher temperatures, longer steeping times, and direct water porridge into the tea leaves. Instead of rim brewing the Gaiwan, we brew gall brewing the Gaiwan instead. Let's see how the tea fares. It's important when sourcing teas and reviewing teas that we test out the different parameters and how the tea fares in these different parameters, so that we can account for all the different possibilities in the tea, the different taste, the different character in each steep time and steep length and temperature and all that. So yeah. So as I was talking about Hao Yingzhen or silver needle white tea, that is the tip-top grade, but honestly I actually don't prefer it. I prefer a nice Bai Mu Dan or a nice Shomei actually. Silver needles I just feel is a bit too light for me. It has a nice mellow and nuanced and just very nice nuanced taste, yeah. But personally I prefer something that's more punchier, that has more character to it. So a Bai Mu Dan, honestly, for me it's a perfect middle ground. The liquor is darker but still quite clear. Brewed this at 94 degrees Celsius. Let's see how the tea fares. Okay, more hay, more floral, more grassy, more of everything actually, and also sweeter, which is to be expected actually. So by no means a bad tea. By no means a bad tea. Notes of almond, nuts, notes of grassiness, hay. But for me, it's just missing something, I feel. It's not complex enough. It doesn't have its own character, this tea. It's very prototypical white tea. Very prototypical white tea taste. It has the hay, it has the floral, the grassy, the sweetness, but it doesn't have a bit of its own character, a bit of its own uniqueness, a bit of its own or not structure, but its own, what it brings to its table compared to its peers. This kind of idea, I feel that it is lacking. Taste wise, I'll give it a 14. It does have a bit of juiciness, it does have a bit of mintiness to it. It does give a nice cooling sensation to the tongue. So let's say 9 plus 8 plus 9 plus 14, that's 40, plus corrector, I'll give it 7. 7 plus texture and 8, finish and aftertaste and 8, cha tea, not even existent, 4, and steepability. I mean, it can hold up to a higher temperature. That's a good thing about this tea. So maybe I'll give it a 7. Either that, that's still less than 75, so it won't even pass the first round for me. Doesn't mean it's a bad tea, just I don't feel it's good enough for Sips Collection. As you know, we serve the best of the best. We don't serve mediocre tea. Only the finest teas from China and Taiwan. Let's try the third steep. Look at that color though. Very nice liquor. Yeah, it's just missing that character that I want in a tea. It's a good introduction to foray into white tea. Definitely by no means a bad tea. It's a good benchmark tea, but just not unique enough. Okay, I'll switch teas. Let's move on to the next tea. This tea, we can't always just waste time on mediocre tea. So, I'm not saying this tea is mediocre, but yeah, we have to move on to the next tea. Alright, let's move on to the next tea. I mean, let's just see the tea leaves first, the blue tea leaves one more time. Look at that. But let's see what the next tea has in store. Okay, we're back with the second tea of this white tea extravaganza, more specifically Bai Mu Dan extravaganza. And we have this Bai Mu Dan over here. This is a 2019 Pansy Zhen Bai Mu Dan. In fact, it's from the same supplier that provided us with the sample of the Fang Ye Bai Mu Dan just now that we drank. This Bai Mu Dan is honestly slightly worse than the Bai Mu Dan just now in terms of looks. So I'll give it 8 out of 10. But definitely still high quality Bai Mu Dan. So appreciate the teaware for the second session of the white tea reviewing this video. I have 3 teas to review today. This is the second one, and yeah, this is now the 14th session of the day. I've lost count already. Wow. Mr. Teapad over here definitely has been drinking a lot of tea today. Drank everything from Jingxuan red tea to Liu Gui Bai Cha to now to Yan Cha, then to now Fuding Bai Cha. So this teapad is really lucky to have so much good tea to drink. Once again, same parameters, 5 grams per 100 ml of water in the same porcelain Taiwan that is washed. give it a shake and smell. Kind of has the same smell as the previous Bai Mu Dan. Not much difference. Maybe a bit heavier. That's even a word. But not much difference than the Bai Mu Dan that we drank just now. Maybe it's a testament to the same terroir and the same supplier, same processing, same, yeah. But it is, this tea actually, I forgot, I don't know if I mentioned, is a 2019 Yiqi Bai Mu Dan from Panxizhen. So yeah, it's 2 years older than the previous Bai Mu Dan that we drank. So that means it is 5 years old this year. So I don't know what to expect, honestly. Definitely nowhere near the oldest white tea I've drunk. And we're going to be drinking one older later. But hopefully the taste would be more promising than the aroma. Okay, let's brew. Or rather, let's rinse the tea. As you can see, there are actually more leaves than buds. In this tea just now, the Bai Mu Dan, the Bai Mu Dan is more of a Mudan Wang, white peony king, with the ratio of buds to leaves being more buds. But this one, I feel there's more leaves than buds, so I wouldn't really consider this a Mudan Wang. And in fact, the supplier also said this is a Yiqi Mudan or first grade Mudan and not really a Mudan Wang. Comment below what is the oldest white tea you've drunk. I'm very curious to hear that. This is the brewed leaves. Oh wow. It definitely has a deeper smell than the previous Bai Mu Dan. More stone fruit, more pungent. Don't know if that's a good or bad thing. I'll still rate the aroma an 8. Oops. Maybe I'm starting to get a bit tea drunk because, well, this is a lot of tea on one day. But we have to push on and drink more tea. Tea is love, tea is life, tea is great. So this is from the same supplier that supplied us with the Bai Mu Dan sample that we drank just now. Also from Panxizhen, same guy that treated us lunch, same guy that invited us to his house to drink tea and to see his storage. So yeah, but so far his tea definitely not bad, but could be better, to be very honest. Once again, I've actually put the hot water to 100 degrees and not 90 degrees, so I've gotta wait for a while. Let's see here. Bai Mu Dan. When was the first time I actually drank Bai Mu Dan? I can't remember. What was the first white tea I've drunk? probably a silver needle. But as I said just now, I don't really like silver needle. Not the biggest fan of silver needle. Haven't found a single silver needle that I think is worthy. Even the tip top ones that I've drunk when I was in Fuding. Maybe in the next weeks or so I'll be going to Yunnan. So maybe single silver needle would somehow shock me. I highly doubt it. Maybe I'm just being pessimistic, but drunk so much tea that you kind of know what to expect. Also, Sips Collection, on our online store we have a 2015 Shomei that we still have in stock, but it's running out quickly. So grab this, how many years is that? 9 years Shomei at the Sips Collection website online store is actually honestly pretty cheap for an aged white tea, but that's because it's a Shomei. So we can get it at a low price. It's also not pressed, it's aged loose malt, not malta, but aged in a loose leaf form. So yeah, one sample of white tea that I am really looking forward to is a 2010 aged Shomei that I have in my stash somewhere. So that is 5 years even older than the 2015 Shomei that we have on our online store. And can't imagine what the Yao Cai Wei Dao will be like. So the first actual sip of this tea. Let's give it 30 seconds for it to brew. Actually, when we went to Fuding, another tea that I really wanted to source for Sips Collection is Bai Gong Fu. I don't know if you heard of Bai Gong Fu. It's a black tea from Bailian Zhen in Fuding. But that was a tea that we actually couldn't find at all. There was literally only one shop that sold Bai Gong Fu. So you can imagine that tea is kind of dying. More and more farmers are switching over to Bai Cha white tea production. So I guess that is sad. Cheers. Definitely a deeper taste than the previous Bai Mu Dan. Not so sure what to make of it. Maybe it's a bit too simple for my liking. It has a deeper taste than the Huangye Bai Mu Dan, but the taste profile is just a bit simple, isn't it? It's almost like a Yingzhen. Let's brew it at 95 degrees. Get some of the sweetness out. Okay, my phone storage died, but we're back. As I was gonna say, Fuding. The tea farmers, the tea producers, the tea merchants all brew their tea at 100 degrees Celsius. It may sound like a very stupid idea, but that's what they do. They say it's to bring out all the qualities of the tea, good and bad. But I'm not so keen on that. I brew at 90. Personally, 90 to 95 for me. Okay, brewing at 95 gives a sweeter profile, a more mintier profile actually. Yes, this cool, long-lasting, minty, on the tongue, on the breath, kind of aftertaste of finish. But at the same time, I just feel it's not good enough, you know. Let me see. Just not good enough. Comment below what you look for in your white teas. Is it sweetness? Is it nuance? Is it mellowness? The hay taste? Or maybe the yao cai medicinal kind of quality? What do you look for in your white tea? I know many people love silver needle. I am not one of them, but many people do love silver needle, especially in China. Another thing the farmers told me in China when I was at Fuding was that a lot of the old varietals like Xiao Cai Cha is being replaced with the Da Bai Hao varietal. The new varietals are taking over. The easier to plant and easier to sell varietals are taking over, which is kind of sad because there's tradition behind the Xiao Cai Cha varietal. There's tradition behind the older varietals that are used to produce white tea, and they give different tastes, and I feel that variety is very important. But I guess in the farmer's mind, profit is the most important, so what to do? I guess there are always different areas that we can look for in terms of white tea. There's Guangxi, there's Yunnan, there's Taiwan, other than Fuding obviously. And Taiwan, we're gonna get white tea from Taiwan. I 100% undoubtedly feel that we're gonna get white tea from Taiwan anytime soon, because it just gives me that taste profile that, you know, just nowhere else can match. I describe it as kind of mellow watermelon. Don't know if you've tried Taiwan white tea. If you have, comment below. Cuts deep. Yeah, this tea is dead. It doesn't do enough. It's too simple. It's too one-dimensional. I'm gonna give the rest to Mr. Teapad here. We'll save the best for last, hopefully. But this white tea just doesn't do it for me. On to the next tea. See you on the other side. Last tea for the white tea extravaganza, Bai Mu Dan. And I am very tea ridden, I would have to say. Not tea drunk, not tea high, but definitely affected. This beauty is a 2017 Bai Mu Dan. And honestly, I feel that the grade of Bai Mu Dan that we've been drinking has been going down and down. Not talking about taste, just talking about looks. So this tea is probably only a 7 in terms of looks. More leaves than buds. Significantly more leaves than buds. Maybe 1 bud, 2 leaf full. So, but you know, sometimes that provides better tea. So, not to judge just by the cover. What's the saying? Don't judge a book by its cover. Let's see the taste. Don't judge a tea by its looks. Well, but looks is still important, but it's not as important as taste. So just preheating teaware. This is a 2017 Bai Mu Dan. Let me just double check. Yes, 2017 Bai Mu Dan from Zhen in Fuding. Zhen is definitely a bit more of a populated, more mature kind of area for tea production. Definitely more popular. I don't know if the popular is the right word. It's more built up. Yeah, it's more built up. Bai Cha Di Jie, or the first tree of Bai Cha, is there. So we walked down that street and it was pretty interesting. Just stopping by all the different tea shops. So 2017 Bai Mu Dan. Let's see if this 7-year Bai Mu Dan can really make the difference. As you can tell from the leaves, they aren't really that aged after all. They're still quite green. I guess it's a testament to loose leaf aging. The smell is smelling. It definitely has a deeper smell, less hay notes. Let's see what the wet leaf unfolds, but the water has to cool down first. So as you can see, it's definitely less buds, more leaves. Definitely compared to the first tea, the Fangye Mu Dan. That one is really more buds than leaves. That one's a Mu Dan Wang, but this one is solely in the territory of Bai Mu Dan. Gong Mei is a shout, but I think Bai Mu Dan. Yeah. So this tea is more produced in a more traditional way than your new age white teas. At least that's what the farmer says. We didn't really go during the farming season or the harvesting or the producing season of tea, of white tea, so we don't really have a way to verify that information. But if what the farmer says is true, this is more traditional method of making white tea. Definitely more darker leaves compared to the greener, fresher mutans. These leaves are blacker, almost like if you've tried Moonlight White or Yue Guang Bai from Yunnan. It's something like that, but I mean not to that extreme lah. Anyways, as I said in the last video as well, join the Sips Collection Tea Club. We'll be providing new teas, new exotic, unique and rare teas every month to your doorstep for free for the first month. $30 thereafter, Singapore $30, free shipping, and you get a chance to enjoy some of the rarest and most exotic teas that we can find. I'll put a link in the bio. Not the bio, this is not Instagram. Put a link in the description, so you can just directly go to find the tea club and sign up. We're gauging interest for the first month, so lid smell is nice. So is the wet leaf smell. 8 out of 10, I would say. It isn't anything crazy, but it's nice. You can definitely see the color of the liquor is darker than the previous two teas. If you're not so into tea yet, or you're starting out in tea, you may be asking, what is white tea? How does it differ from different types of tea like green tea, yellow tea, black tea, oolong tea? White tea is the simplest processing of them all, just withering and drying. Well, we say simple doesn't mean it's easy to make. In fact, because it's simple, it's one of the hardest to master, and it's the easiest to get wrong, probably. So yeah, Baita, simple processing but not simple after all. Withering and drying, depending on the tea, depending on the farmer, there are different processes when it comes to withering and drying. Some sun dry, some dry under the shade, some dry in a controlled environment in a room, really up to the farmer. Of course, most people say sun dry is the most traditional and the most, well, by traditional they also mean the best. So yeah, but again, it's hard to say. Cheers. Too light. I mean light, not nuanced. A bit weak actually. It's almost as if I want the hay back. Hay notes at least. But this tea, because it's aged, is missing that freshness. So maybe the taste is actually a bit more dull and a bit more weak. I guess as is obvious by these kind of videos that we make, it's very hard to find the right tea for Sips collection. We have high criteria, high expectations, and most, 95 to 98% of the time, each tea falls short. Only if every tea that we get is good. Well, I mean, these teas are good, but only if they are exceptional. That'll make our life much easier. So, Sips collection, we don't just get from wholesalers, we source directly from the very farmers who pick the tea. Well, hopefully most of the time. If not, we get it from the merchants who produce the tea, who process the tea, because they are the ones who hire the farmers, let's say. So we try to get it from the source. We don't just blindly buy, but we taste each and every one before buying to determine the quality and to determine which teas are suitable, meet the criteria, so good that we have to buy them. We have to buy. Those are the teas that we want for Sips collection. But unfortunately, these teas that I've drunk last episode and this episode don't seem like they meet the criteria. Let's see how a second long steep for this tea affects the taste. Any guesses can put in the comments. Let's see if you're right. In fact, this tea is so tasteless that I'm going to stop the session right here. Again, life is too precious and short for mediocre tea. And as much as, I want to like the tea, but it just isn't good enough. 2017 Bai Mu Dan. Look at the leaves. Hopefully I find a Bai Mu Dan or a white tea in general from this sourcing trip that meets our criteria, because we want to source good white teas for you to enjoy, but it's hard. It's really, really hard. Alright, that's all. We just cut the session short because life is too short for mediocre tea, and I hope you agree. Always get the best of the best for you to enjoy. That's Sips collection philosophy. Sorry for the bit more laid back, almost high-like tea session. Well, because I really have drunk a lot of tea today, and it's late. I'm tired. Yeah, but that's been all. It's Ethan here from Sips collection. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Enjoy more tea. Get some tea from the Sips collection website. You'll love it. Alright, see you in the next sourcing episode. I don't know what we'll be drinking, but we'll be drinking hopefully something good. See you. Bye bye.